Welcome to the Microsoft Teams RealWear training, where we'll get you set up using your brand new HMT with Microsoft Teams. We're going to be about 30 minutes hands-on, so get comfortable, get charged up, and let's get started. The first half of this training is all about the HMT-1, so let's get started with the hardware overview, how to fit the device, and wear it properly. Let's check out the hardware overview and just learn the meat and potatoes of the exterior of the device. If you want a deep dive of the hardware overview, you can check out this video link in the slide and get leveled up pro status to learn more. So most importantly, the power button, hold it down for 3 seconds to turn off and on. It's the silver circular button on the side of the device. Next to it is the large action button, which serves multiple functions. Tapping it once will always bring you back to the home screen. Next to that is a memory slot, so you can add expandable memory. And at the end, you have the onboard camera, video, and flashlight. Underneath the camera, you have its boom arm, and you want to get really comfortable moving this around because it moves in 6 different directions. So you can flip it totally out of your line of sight, up or down. You can also configure it for left or right eye dominance just by flipping it back into its opposite position and turning it around. And you can even move it so it's farther and closer to your face. So this is going to be key when you're trying to fit the device perfectly for the first time. At the end, the display pod will view as a 7-inch tablet at arm's length. So you want to make sure that you can see all 4 corners of the screen properly, and we'll show you how to do that in a minute. The first 2 speakers are on the display pod, so make sure you're not covering that up at any time. Then you're going to move on to the next side of the device. You're going to have the removable battery on the HMT-1 as well as the data connection. So you can plug this into your PC and be able to connect your HMT. On the opposite side, we have the fast charging USB-C port, and we have the headphone jack. And then going on to the inside, we have all the ways you connect to your headwear, RealWear specific or PPE, with these inside hooks, straps, and clip-ins. All right, now that we've got the basics down, we've got to figure out which dominant eye we should use and how to configure this arm properly. So mine's configured for right eye dominance. You'll notice that the reflection of this one is the right eye dominance as well. To change it, you move it up, you flip it over, and it's now left eye dominant. So follow the steps on the screen to figure out which eye dominance you are. You can also watch the instructional video, but it's very easy steps to figure out which one you should configure. Don't try to play any tricks and make it more difficult by using a different eye that's not your dominant eye. It's not going to make your life any easier. You're going to be able to see it clear and perfect when you wear it on the right fit. Let's talk about mounting the HMT to headwear because it has to be attached to something. So in the box, it comes with the overhead strap. You can unvelcro this, take this off, and attach it to most PPE, whether that be a hard hat or a bump cap. Anything somebody's normally using in their job, they most likely can connect to. It also connects to RealWear specific headwear. So you see here, I've got the ball cap on, the work band just came out. You can see it in this slide right here. We also have the bump cap, RealWear bump cap with the tri-band strap option. But there's a lot of options to mount this. Just remember, you've got to have it attached to something. So make sure you're ready to go to demo it with the attachment already on. The work band that just came out, this is step-by-step instructions, so you want to make sure you remove the foam head pad on your HMT, take that out, and then use a Velcro to adjust your work band. Hook it into the inside of the HMT clip-ins and adjust, and you've got the work band ready to go, which the great thing about this is it's really easy to clean. If you need to demo, you need to wipe it down, it's very simple to sanitize, and it's just really functional, looks pretty cool. So this is the work band. You can find it on our accessory site. Most important step is getting the fit correct. So before we do anything, a little trick is already get the HMT into that Z formation. So make sure that the boom arm is angled back. You see that it's making a Z. You see it in the slide. And you're halfway there if you're able to put it on already in this form. So once it's on, you see how mine is in the same form. It's important not to wear too far from your face and your dominant eye. So I've got about a finger length in between my display pod and my eye, my face, my cheekbone. It shouldn't be worn here, it shouldn't be worn out, and it shouldn't be worn covering your eye. It should be worn slightly underneath and angled up. This way you have your full peripheral vision, nothing's blocking your view, and you're able to just glance at the screen when need be. There's an instructional video on more details how to adjust and fit in the link in the slide. Now once you've got it on, go ahead and power the device on by holding down that silver button if you haven't already done so. The RealWear logo is going to pop up. You're going to hear the famous RealWear sound and you're going to know you're ready to go. Now once you do this, first thing you want to do is fine tune that final step of the fit. So you want to make sure you see all four corners of the screen. Not squinty eye, not covering an eye, not holding, just naturally seeing all four corners of the screen. And I like to do this in the camera feature. So I say my camera, and then if I can read all four corners of the camera, which is the focus, the exposure, more options, then I know that I'm in a good place and my display pod is just perfect. If you need that last extra bit of fine tuning, you can loosen the swivel joint and bring it closer, or adjust it and then tighten it back up. So just to do that last check, you should be able to outline the screen with your fingers, and it should look like a 7-inch tablet at arm's length. If it's farther, you don't have it on right. If it's very close, you don't have it on right. Just keep adjusting until you get that perfect fit. No blurriness, no eye strain, just glance down, you're able to view. When you're in the camera app, you can also test the position of the camera. Sometimes if you have it too far up or too far down, it's not convenient to use. Just go ahead and do those last minute tweaks. And then you're ready to go. You just need to know the main voice command. So this is the complete setup of your HMT out of box. You want to know navigate home, right? Navigate home is always going to get you back to the home screen no matter where you are. You can also tap that action button once to take you back home. Navigate back will always bring you back one screen, and show help is key to know. It will always show you the voice commands, it will always show you the help for that screen, and it's good to know these three in your back pocket. It shows all the global voice commands on this slide. Once you get more advanced, you can check out My Controls, which is your settings. You can always use mute microphone, unmute microphone, and able to see your notifications and your applications from any screen. So these are the 7 global voice commands. The top 3 are key. Try to add one more. The more you get started, the more you get familiar with the device. But for this initial demo, keep those 3 in your back pocket. So this wraps up the first half of the training. We're halfway there. We're about to jump into Teams. Now that you're up and running, let's check out how to use the app. Welcome back to the second part of this training. We're going to cover first time use of Microsoft Teams on the HMT. For you to follow along with me, you can pause and catch up, replay, but make sure you've got your HMT on and set up and ready to go. We already walked through how to fit it, so now we're going to walk through how to make sure your app's on the HMT and just get started. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you download the RealWear companion app. And you can go get this on the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. And it's a free download. Just type in RealWear, all one word, and then companion. It's going to pop up. And it looks a little something like this when you download it. So to make sure you can find it, okay, I give you some screenshots here. RealWear companion, it's a little gray icon with the white HMT. You're going to go ahead and hit install and then go ahead and open it up, and you'll be right where I am right now. And the first thing we're going to do with this app is we're going to use it to configure our Wi-Fi and get us online. And this is really the easiest way to get online. Some people prefer to do it manually with voice. Some people prefer to just scan a code. What we're going to do is we're going to scan a code and get in the habit of using the companion app to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the first menu item, and that's configuration. So once you open the app, you're going to go to configuration, and you're going to generate a QR code for your wireless network setup. Now, Pro tip, I carry around a hotspot with me wherever I go. This way, it doesn't matter where I'm at, I have the same Wi-Fi setup. My HMT is always connected. And to get that started, I had to go through this and I configured my wireless setup just like you're gonna do right now. So the fourth option down in your configuration is wireless network setup. You're gonna go ahead and select that, and then you're gonna set up your network just as you would any other Wi-Fi. So for me, I went ahead and manually selected the Verizon MiFi hotspot, which is what I'm on right now. I didn't have to manually type in anything except for setting my password. And once I did that, it generated a QR code for me when I hit generate code at that very bottom right-hand side of the screen. So once you hit generate code, you've got this QR code with you. Keep it handy because we're going to use it here in a minute. So let's go on to the HMT and get to where we need to scan this code. We're going to start from the home screen and just say My Programs. My Programs. And when we're in My Programs, we're going to say Configuration. Configuration. You're going to hear a little chime. Your camera's going to launch automatically. And remember, you can move your camera up and down to get it just right. And all you're going to do is hold that QR code up in front of your camera, and it's going to automatically scan it in and connect you straight to your Wi-Fi. So it's a very simple process to get connected. And then you'll notice it when you are connected and it has scanned, you'll see your Wi-Fi connection right where your battery and your Bluetooth settings are to ensure you're online. So you'll notice here you can tell right off the bat I'm connected. So very simple step to get started. Now we're ready to check out if Teams is configured properly and we've got the app on our headset. So we're going to go from the home screen, navigate home, and we're going to go into My Programs. Once you're in My Programs, you're going to just say Teams. Teams. And the first thing you're going to see first time you sign in is that famous sign-in screen, and there's a really easy way to do this. We just kind of went through the steps with the wireless configuration. We're going to generate another QR code. And of course you could do this manually with your voice, but having that habit of getting the QR code started, especially for first time use, is just convenient. And you're not going to have to sign in every time. Once you sign in once, you're going to be good to go. You're always going to see your sign-in screen just as it is on your PC, but we want to walk through these steps first time. So go ahead and say sign in. And when you get to the screen to log in, you see multiple input modes. What we're going to do is say more options. Once you get more options, we're going to go ahead and scan another QR code. So scan code. You're going to have the camera pop up again, and it's going to be ready to scan your next code. Now, what we want to do is go into the app, and we're going to go into the second option that says remote keyboard. And here you can type in anything you want to be inputted. So here we're going to type in our sign-in name. So I'm going to type in kristen.naini@realwear.com because that's my Microsoft Teams login. And once I get that, I hit done. And I'm going to have my QR code ready to scan. So now my screen on my HMT is still waiting for my QR code. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the view of the camera, and it automatically put in my sign-in information. All I have to do is say accept, and now Teams is automatically logging me in. It's pulling all of my information from Teams, from the cloud. I'm going to see my contacts, my recent calls, and it's going to look very familiar to you out there if you've been using Teams this whole time anyways. Now, some of you may see the step if you have some security settings set up or multiple accounts. So if you see some steps before the login, you might see this one that might look familiar. Just go ahead and say select item 1 if it is your work account, which most likely it will be. Or if it's not, you can select the item that corresponds with the one you want to select. So here I would say select item 1. And here you're going to enter your password. So you're going to say more options. And again, we're going to scan a code. So we're going to create another QR code, same place as we did last time in the RealWear companion app. We're going to go to the remote keyboard again, and we're going to go ahead and generate another code. So once you're done, you'll have that new code to scan, and you'll be in your HMT in the more options where you'll be able to scan the QR code once more. So hold it up in your viewfinder and it will generate the password in your HMT. Now that it's in there, you're going to see the hidden dots, so you won't be able to see the password, and you go ahead and say submit. Submit. So now that it's submitted it, you might get the second two-step authentication where you're going to have to type in the second code. So here I've got mine that sends to my phone, so I'm going to go ahead, check my phone, and say code or select item 1. And now I'm going to go ahead and say my code. This is a pretty easy one. You could just speak your code. I'm going to say it. It's 5 digits, so 310926. And then I'm going to say submit. And it's easiest to do those number codes in groups of 3s or 4s, just as a heads up. So now that I had a two-step process to log in, I had to go through the nitty-gritty steps the first time. Now it's signing me in. So like I said, not everybody's going to see those 2 extra steps, but if you do, hopefully that will help walk you through. So now your first time setup is complete, and you'll hopefully never have to do that again. If you do, or you need to walk somebody through, feel free to use this guide. Hopefully it'll help you get there. The winning moment is when you get to say next, and then you get to say got it, and now you're on your Teams account. So the thing that's really cool about using Teams on the HMT, first of all, it sounds awesome. Your sound quality is going to come in great, the noise cancellation is going to be fantastic, and you can just operate hands-free. So think about all of the customers that truly need to be hands-free to do their job safer or more efficiently. Now, they're going to want to connect the fastest way possible, and the way you do that is calling from your recent call list. So how you would do that is you would simply just be connected. So you'll notice here I'm connected, everything's looking good. And these people are the people I'm talking to the most on Teams. So they're going to automatically be here. And Aaron's one that I call a lot, usually asks for questions. So if I want to call Aaron, I just say select item 2. And Aaron will be who the HMT makes the call to. Now, the first time use, you're going to get through some provision setting features, and you're going to say allow to make sure that your HMT is allowed to do some recordings and some sharing. So go ahead and say allow, and now you'll be in the call. So once you're in the call, it's you've gone through the most difficult things. This is the easiest part. You're going to connect as normal, and you'll be in there. Automatically, your video is turned on. The person on the other side can see what you're seeing. You can also see what they're viewing. And you have the option to turn the mic on or off, turn video on or off, or open chat for more features. If you simply want to terminate the call, just say terminate call at any time. Now that will take you back to your main page again. And if you need to call somebody that's not on your recent call list, go ahead and say make call. You'll notice it also has it right here on the screen. Now it's going to ask you to search by speaking the letters of the name of the person that you wish to contact. So you're going to follow this little grid right here. It's going to give you some examples of how to speak. So if I need to call somebody named Paul, I would say Papa, and then I would scroll through to the A and see what the name that corresponds with the A would be, probably Alpha, and then Papa, and then continue. So once you type in the name of the person that you want to get to, go ahead and say select. So here I'm just going to show you Aaron again. I would just go ahead and say Aaron's letters of his name and say accept. And then it's going to ask me which Aaron. I guess I have 2 Aaron friends and I want to select Aaron Cohen. So I would say select item 4. And then it would place the call as normal. So in this way, you're just speaking the name of the person you wish to search for, saying accept, and then it will manually start the call for you that way. Now this person's going to be in your recent call list, so they'll be easy to get to the next time. All right, same way, terminate call the same way. You're going to get the same view. This is just 2 different ways to place a call on the HMT. Hopefully hopefully that was straightforward enough. It's a super easy process. And remember, after you do this the first time, you don't have to worry about logging in or any of these pre-steps. All you have to do is say, My Programs, Teams, and then you select the person that you want to contact. So how do you do a demo once you've got this all set up? The key here is you want to be able to show others how you can get this experience of this see what I see frontline worker. So the best way to do that is to show exactly what you're seeing on your screen. And there's a couple ways you can do this. There's a really great feature in the Teams app on the HMT that's specifically made for demoing. So now you don't have to wait for somebody to be on queue to answer your call. You can actually just demo it with yourself and have your PC or tablet next to you to show the expert view. So let me show you what that looks like. All you need to do is be connected, of course, and we know that we are. We see right here that we're connected. And when you open the Teams app, you say My Programs, Teams, if you're not already there. You're going to simply say select item 1. So you'll notice in this Teams app, at the very top, there's a demo place to show a call feature. And if you say select item 1, it's going to get you right onto a full-fledged call. So it's going to connect in full functionality. It's going to say contacting demo. And then on your laptop, you're going to be able to see this view. So you'll see the exact same thing as you would if you were making a regular Teams call or meeting. And so we've got the demo account right here and we're inside of it. And this is the expert view. So what you're going to want to do is have your PC or your laptop or your tablet next to you and show this view, show the view that you've got on the HMT so you can see how they interact together. Now, when you're in your HMT and you want to show a demo, I think the first thing you want to do besides showing your video is say open chat, because open chat is the gateway to all of the demo functionalities. And you could do a little bit deeper dive use case demo. So go ahead and say open chat. And you can choose to walk through all of the menu features. So, you can take a photo on the spot if you need to share something. That person can then annotate or utilize the photo, save the photo, or send you something back. You can also say select photo, which will take you to your entire file library. So whether that be your photos or your files or a document, you can share that as well. You can also compose a message and then you're going to say send message to send off whatever you need to send. So when you're in that view, that two-side view with the expert view and the HMT view, you're really going to be able to see in full-fledged how that demo works. Alternatively, when we're not always able to be in the situation where we can show live, there's two really great resource videos that we've put together. One is a how-to demo, which goes through the exact steps I just talked about. It shows the full-fledged features, how to attach a file or a picture, and it shows how to actually walk through the Teams app. So you can click on this link and it will show you a video alternative. Also, we've got a video alternative that shows a use case scenario. So it's two actual people, one on HMT, one on the expert side, and this is going to show the live view between the two's interactions. So you can also use this video as a resource, share it with others, or use it for your demo to show the use case, because it's not always that easy to be able to show this live. So having those alternative tools in your back pocket are going to be super helpful. So this is going to wrap up our first time use of Teams portion. I hope that walking you through the easy tips and tricks utilizing the companion app were helpful. I want to go through some resources with Microsoft Teams that we have with RealWear. So all of these resources are for you to lean on. We're also looking for ways to improve and taking your feedback. Since this is a new initiative, we've got this brand new on the product. We're still looking for your suggestions, so we really appreciate those. And in summary, the entirety of this training, learning how to use the HMT, out-of-box experience, how to demo it, and leaning on support materials. We've got this deck for you in a PDF. If you'd like to use it as a guide, we've got this video recorded, and you know how to contact us if you need RealWear support. So I'm Kristen, and thank you for tuning into this training, and we look forward to helping you sell Teams in the future.